Hello, guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Provocative Podcast. All right, guys, so I have a guest with me today, which I felt like it was only right for the first episode of the year. You guys love him, so welcome, guest. I put Christian Pineda. Christian Pineda.
Hey, only my mama call me Christian.
Yeah, Christian. It's always like Christian. The hubby is joining us today.
What's up, fam?
I thought it would only be right because we're going to talk about, like, just catching you guys up on my life, everything, and then a little bit, of course, of New Year goals, New Year's resolutions for everyone, what we do, what we believe in, kind of that whole thing. So, first off, I missed everyone. Thank you guys so much for the support still. But as you guys know, I took a little bit of a break because I felt like I needed it. And I always come back so excited to record content when I take a break. I'm like ready, and it's just like a good refresher. It's when you're in prep too, like your mindset is just so different. Like towards the end there, I was just so tired, and I felt like I was so tired and like not present in the things that I wanted to be present in because all my energy was going into prep. And so like business, the podcast, my relationships, like there was just no energy for me to give. So now I'm just like so happy to have all this energy to give to you girls. And like even recently I've been waking up. I always wake up to like at least one or two messages from you girls, like saying how the podcast has helped you in some form or shape. Today I woke up to like 2 or 3, and it was just like, and that's cool because I haven't recorded in a few weeks. So just to like still have the support and the constant messages from you girls, like it means so much to me. And I was just telling Chris, like, not that I don't forget, but like, I'm just jazzy. Like, I'm just like, to be honest, I'm just Jasmine, right? And then everyone else is like, calls me Jazzy. But when people come up to me, it's like really like, it's still like surreal for me, and still like very like, I get taken back because I'm like, I forget that I have this influence on you girls, and that you guys really do appreciate everything that I have to say to you girls. But sometimes I'm like, they probably already know this, or they're not going to really take it serious, but you girls do, and it's changed so many of your lives. And for Olympia, Chris and I were at Olympia with the dark sport at the dark sport booth, and so many of your girls, like 90% of you that came up to me, like shared your stories and how the podcast has helped you, and it's just been so crazy to see. So I just want to say thank you, and that I miss you guys so much. So let's give you guys a little recap of my show. So competed in Vegas. As you guys know, in Chicago, I won the overall. It was good. And then we went to Vegas, which was like the big dogs. And I got first call-outs, which is a really good thing and hard thing to do. I did, however, get 6th place. So I did win my show, meaning I didn't get my pro card. But it's okay, guys. Things always happen for a reason. Obviously, like I got this intuition to compete this year, and I really, really wanted my pro card, but it didn't happen for me, and things sometimes don't work out. This is a perfect example for some of you girls who are like, I bet Jazzy always gets her way, or she's so lucky because everything is just given to her, handed to her. Like, guys, my journey has been long in the game with work and fitness, and like, even with me, things just don't always happen. Even if you manifest it and want to believe that it's going to happen for you, it doesn't always work that way, and there's always a plan behind it, right? There's always a reason why it doesn't happen, and I'm a firm believer in that. And I didn't win my pro card. Everyone else there was like a lot bigger than me, and so I'm really proud of the package that I brought. It's the best I've ever looked in my life, the leanest I've ever gotten. I am so proud. I was so proud of myself for just getting to that point. And I stepped on stage so confident because I was like, that was the most condition I've ever been. And that's what I wanted. That at the end of the day, people who compete, no one is guaranteed that win. Everybody wants to fucking win. Everyone feels like they deserve that win. And so, I was just proud of the package that I brought, and that's all you can be, is be proud of what you're bringing. And everyone's different. Sometimes you go on stage and you're not proud of it because you know that you slipped up or whatever, or you didn't come in conditioned enough. For me, it was like, no, this was it, guys. I came in the most conditioned I could have. But for me, it was the size. And the girls that won looked beautiful. They deserve that win, the girl that won the overall. And to be honest, I knew she was going to win. I had to show that girl to Chris like 3 weeks before the show, and I was like, look, she's competing at Olympia. She has way bigger shoulder caps than me, and it was making me a little bit nervous, but I was like, I'm just going to do the best that I can at this point. When I was 3 weeks out, and that was it. I just need more size. So with that being said, I competed because it was an intuition thing, but as far as like going forward with competing, I don't personally want to add more size to my upper body. I don't want to be bigger. I want to be bigger in my glutes, but not my upper body. I personally, some girls love bigger arms. I don't. I like my arms to be petite. Right now, I feel like they're too big because I'm holding muscle size. I actually took a year and a half off of training upper body, okay? During COVID and everything, after my show 2 years ago, I took a break of training upper body because I didn't want upper body mass, because if you have size and then you have body fat on top of that, your arms look thicker, and even if you have the natural amount of body fat. But I just don't like that look. I prefer the slimmer model lean arms, but I'm also not a lean person, so I'm naturally hold fat in that area. So Chris and I talked about it, and we discussed that the goal for me is not to get bigger. And so going forward, I don't think I'll compete again. Things always change, but that's not the route that I'm going for. So what are your thoughts? I wanted to get your thoughts on the competition.
Yeah, so, seeing you work hard is inspiring on its own, I love watching you work. It's kind of a turn on, not gonna lie. But, I think the competition as far as Olympia goes, it was judged fairly.
Yeah,
you
I
brought
agree.
your most amazing package today. You looked insane, and I thought you looked even crazier at the night show. So I wish they probably would have seen you, and maybe you could have moved up a spot or two. But I don't think getting wider for you is the look that we want, or at least the look that I want.
No, it's not the look I want either.
So yeah, I mean, I completely agree with you. I don't think moving forward, competing is something that you should be doing anymore. But that always changes.
Yeah. Like I told him, I'm like, at this point, I think I'll be the person that supports you in competing. And you guys, when he competes, I'm always on my shit too. I'm just that supportive wife. And I know I said this on the last podcast that I was like, I decided last time not to diet with him, and he's not dieting with me, so it's a little hard. But for me, when he's dieting, I'm not the type of person, like at that point in time in prep, I wanted all those things that he was having. But now that I'm like, I've had all those things, like if he's prepping, I'm not going to go fucking sit at Taco Bell by myself and eat Taco Bell by myself. It's just not a thing that I would ever do. And so when he decides to prep, and we'll talk a little bit about that later on, I'll obviously cut with him. But I think for me going forward, competing is not my thing. Like I said, I just don't want to get bigger. I don't want that pro status as much as to want to grow like that. There's girls who are like, fuck, I'm gonna do whatever it takes to get that pro card. For me, that's not my thing, right? I am a natural competitor in the sense of I love to work really hard. I do the best that I can every day. But as far as bodybuilding competitions go, is that my passion? No, it's not. But it was an amazing experience. It was a great fucking way to end 2022. And would I have thought that I would have been doing that at the end of 2022? No, but I did. So just wanted to share the show recap with you guys, and then talk a little bit about reverse diet. So I obviously did not reverse diet. I'm not obviously. I don't think I look bad. I mean,
No,
what do
you don't
think?
look bad. I mean,
Yeah.
you're just watery right now, but
Yeah.
it's expected.
It's expected no matter what. But I didn't really reverse diet in the sense of like get back on a meal plan and all that stuff. I was traveling so much. We've been gone for 3 weeks, right? We haven't really been home.
Really, we've been gone since mid-November, since
Yeah.
Chicago.
It's been go. We've been home for 2-3 days max at a time, and then back. And we've officially got back in town Thursday. It's Tuesday today. So I've been on my shit since Friday, but I haven't been like 100% on my diet since Friday. And it's been crazy. So I didn't really reverse diet. I wasn't going to be carrying a Tupperware in Georgia and counting everything. I missed Thanksgiving. When I went to Georgia in September, I was meal prepping 100% because I was on prep. So I didn't eat any of the foods that my mom or his mom made. So for Christmas, I was like, I'm just going to eat what they have and do the best that I can. But to be honest, I just ate what I wanted. I didn't really care. I did try, obviously watching a little bit as far as like how much. And Chris was helping me. I will say that reverse dieting is so much harder than prep, and it's harder on females. I feel like when you compete, when you're done competing, I feel like you don't deal with any body dysmorphia. I feel like you deal with more like gym dysmorphia.
Gym dysmorphia?
Like training dysmorphia. Like you get in your head about your lifts not being as fucking like intense.
Yeah. Yeah, I never get body dysmorphia.
Yeah.
I'm just like, all right, on to the next.
Yeah. Whereas for me, it's more of like, I don't think it's like so much body dysmorphia, but it's been hard to adjust to like my face being so swollen. And obviously like there's so much hormonal aspects about it. If you guys want to know about that, you guys can watch my recent YouTube video. I literally explain why I'm holding on to water and my reverse diet and everything. So I just wanted to share that I'm not reverse dieting. But for me, it's not so much the body dysmorphia. It's like just the swollenness. And then I will say that for the first like 2 weeks, I'm so hungry. And I'm still a little bit hungry, but it's gotten a lot better. Chris had to like check me 1 or 2 times. I definitely cried about it because, I had such a good relationship with food, and I was starting to get in my head about food because I was craving so much food, and it wasn't so much craving. It was just like I was so hungry, and it's a weird ass feeling. So it's important to have someone check you. As much as I was like, I don't want him to check me, there was 1 or 2 times that he had to check me, and I cried and we talked it out and stuff. So it's been good to have that support. I think I'm getting better.
Yeah, you are getting better. A lot better. Especially now that all the holidays are past, and when the week comes, I'm on my shit too. So there's no more tempting you with bad decisions.
Yeah, but I mean, it honestly didn't help that I ended prep in the middle of fucking Christmas. Eve, Christmas Day, because you eat the recalentado, and then New Year's and everything. But it's okay. You live. I'm focused on just being happy and living. I'm not trying to focus on the fucking weight. I haven't weighed myself. I'm not going to fucking do that.
But for one, we left the scale in Vegas, so there's no way of weighing yourself.
Yeah, but I wasn't planning on doing that until probably the end of January. But I'm just living life, guys, and getting back into my routine. I actually did. I have been on my spin. Since I got back Thursday, I had one fucking scheduled on Friday, guys. I am back on my routine. I will say that that's the most important thing, is getting back to your routine. And in Georgia, it was hard to work out, but we did try to work out. We worked out like 3-4 times. So just getting back into your routine. And today I tried my first, it was an intense version of Pilates, and I'm going to be so sore, but I'm so happy. I'll explain my goals for you guys in a little bit, but it feels so good to be back to my routine. So just wanted to share that. Recap with family time in Georgia. Always the same.
Same. Dalton's always the same. No progress. I mean, yeah, there's new restaurants and stuff, but
yeah,
Dalton stays Dalton.
Yeah.
And
I mean, now we have Kylie Wiley, which she's getting bigger. Chris built her. It took us 2.5 hours to build her little kitchen. Yeah, she was harder than
an IKEA piece, honestly.
Yeah, but she's getting to the point where she's like getting to know us. She calls us Nina, Nino, and she's so cute, guys. So Kylie is my sister's daughter, and super, super white baby. So when I'm carrying her, we were at Target with my mom, and it was just me, my mom, and Kylie. And so many people look at us like, is that her nanny or something? Because Kylie looks like my sister. My sister's very light complected, dark hair, green eyes. And then her baby daddy is super duper white, blonde hair, skin. And so Kylie looks like them, but it's so funny because my mom is blonde and light skin, but me, I have I guess darker features. I look either Middle Eastern or Hispanic or whatever. So Kylie is just the complete end of the spectrum, but it's so much fun seeing her. I read her little book. It was just so cute. I always like spending time with family in Georgia. I disconnect a lot from social media because it's my time to be with them. And it was a good time just being with them. And then we celebrated New Year with our friends here in Houston. We did it at Aureli's house. because, she has Mia now. And although we wanted to go and party and stuff, we were like, I was like, I don't want to go and party without her really, because, she is like my best friend. So I was like, and Chris and I are now, we just got asked before leaving to Georgia. We are going to be Mia's godparents. If you haven't seen my story, if you didn't get to watch my story that day, I actually posted it on a reel. But she asked us before leaving, we grabbed lunch together, and she asked us to be Mia's godparents. And I was not expecting that. I wanted to be her godmother so bad because I love her. And guys, I know I don't want kids, but I love other people's kids. And now having Mia and Kylie, because Kylie will be our goddaughter as well. It's nice. I was telling Chris, I was like, it's like the perfect balance because I get to spend on these girls now. It's funny. I wish we did have a girl and a boy. That would be fun.
Yeah, that'd be better.
We have 2 girls, okay, and we love them dearly. Mia has been really attached to Chris recently. She's just been wanting to be around him. I don't know what it is. Aurelia was telling me yesterday, babe, that it means that...
she imprinted.
No, she did not imprint. What the fuck? No, that...
Some Twilight shit.
No, that she, can sense something, but I'm like, no, we're not getting pregnant anytime soon.
Hell no.
Knock on wood. But it's been so much fun, guys, and I wish Kylie was here too. But the fact that we have Mia here is really nice. So, New Year's with our friends was fun. It was chill. It was chill.
Yeah, that's all that is.
Yeah, it was chill. All right, so I wanted to talk a little bit. Let's get into the episode of how we make resolutions in our home. What we do kind of thing, our own personal resolutions. So Chris and I aren't really resolutions type of people. We're not the type to be like, oh my God, this year, this is my resolution. I think we are just very hardworking people, and every year we grow and we learn. And then in the beginning of the year, we just continue on the path that we were on, but our goal is just, to work harder or start a new, it could be start a new project or whatever, but we're not the type of people to just make resolutions as a checklist, because I think sometimes it doesn't end up, 90% of people who make resolutions don't stick to them. Who was the one telling me that only 8% of people stick to the resolution?
The guy at Dutch Bros.
Oh shit. Oh yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know how true that was. That's such a low statistic.
Yeah, but what are your thoughts on resolutions?
I mean, honestly, coincidentally, this year it kind of just worked out that at the end of the year, I was kind of refreshed as to where I wanted to be in life, just because of Olympia and some other things that happened. So coincidentally, it's the start of the year and I'm more motivated than usual, but it just happened to be that way.
Yeah.
But typically, I mean, me and you, we hold each other accountable. We ask each other often, what are you trying to accomplish? And we work hard for what we want all year. And we always try staying on top of that. However, I mean, the last quarter, with your prep kind of overtook everything. So we kind of put everything on a standstill. Mm-hmm. But we knew that when you were done with prep, we were going to get the ball rolling again. And it's that time. And it just happened to be New Year. Had it been middle of the year,
it would have happened
It would have happened then.
Yeah.
But, I mean, we're not resolutionist. But, I encourage anyone that has a goal to chase it no matter what time of year it is. And, the New Year shouldn't always be when you start. You should start whenever. Yeah,
and I think that looking into your life is not just one goal. I think setting different goals, I wrote down, we have different goals. And I agree with you. I think the fact that we just came back from Olympia and everything and it landed right before New Year's motivated the fuck out of us too. And obviously that I ended prep, but if I would have ended prep in the middle of the summer, then we would have gotten our shit together again, business wise. But I think it being the beginning of the year and the fact that I ended prep right at the end, I'm so motivated and so excited for our business goals, because I told you guys that, prep took so much priority the last 3 months that as much as I wanted to focus on other things, there was no energy for that. And I wasn't trying to make energy for that, because Chris had told me, if you want to be successful in this prep, you have to be like me and be selfish and think this way. You have to put yourself first. And that was the first time in my life that I did that. I really put myself first in that sense. And he was very understanding in the fact that I couldn't focus on those things. But now that the new year started and I'm done with prep, we are having on top of it. So I'm really excited. But as I was saying, you have to make sure that even in your relationship that you guys talk about different things. So I have, we talk about business goals, what we are expecting out of our business that year, relationship goals, fitness goals, travel goals, financial goals, and personal goals. Those are all goals that we have like in our relationship and personal. Obviously, we each have different personal goals, but that we talk about and what we are expecting out of the year. Do things change? Yes, absolutely. And I was just telling my friend this, like when people ask, like, what's your 5-year plan? I hate that fucking question. Like, especially in our life, like in what we do career-wise, we literally take it a year max at a time, and then from that we break it down month to month or even like quarter, because things change so fast for us, and what we thought we were going to do this year probably didn't happen and grew like a ton, or it didn't happen and a new route came about. So I don't like to think, well, in 5 years I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that and I'm going to do that, because it almost makes you stagnant. Like I almost feel like you're already expecting that, and it could be really hard for a person if you're not good at adapting to change. The good thing with me and Chris is that we are really good at adapting to change. So if things don't work out the way that we want, but a new opportunity arises, we're quick to adapt to change. Not many are. So for us, I just like to think about, a year at a time. And I still think that you guys should set, different goals depending in every area of your life, so that you at least are clear headed in the direction that you want your life to go. So, I wanted to share some of the goals that we have together and some of the business goals that we have. And firstly, when you do set goals, I want to make sure that you guys understand that you do have to make your goals attainable. I think we always have made our goals attainable. The one goal that I wrote down that we didn't attain, and I think it was me, obviously. I think that I put so much, like, not pressure, but like, I don't know why the fuck I thought that was going to happen. Last year when I talked to you guys on the podcast, I was like, oh, one of my goals is to pay our parents' home off.
I don't think that was being unrealistic.
You don't think?
No, I think, you kind of mentioned it. Like, what we do is so volatile. You could literally like make more money than you ever have in the first quarter of the year, middle of the year, whatever, just because I guess we're entrepreneurs. And the fact that we have 5 businesses that have the potential to bring in money, if we honestly dedicate our time to it, anything can happen. And I've always told you that. I don't think that we should limit ourselves to what we think is attainable, because what is attainable is literally based on your perception of where you are in that moment. And we're not always going to be in the same spot months from now, weeks from now.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure we're going to talk about it in a little bit, but we have so many things in play right now that could literally change our lives and other people's lives around us, that what is achievable this year is not the same as what happened this last year.
Yeah. I see what you're saying, but like, I think for me, and I think like, obviously I wanted to pay our parents' home off. That was a goal of ours and it didn't happen. But I think it's also because there were other things that came into play, and then prep came into play, and the business the business aspect of our life kind of like took a pause and stuff like that. But what I meant was like, with us being entrepreneurs, I completely agree. You can't be like, well, I'm only going to make this X amount of money, because you don't know. But I will say you can't go from working in a retail store to saying, I'm going to be a millionaire. It could happen.
It could happen.
It could happen. You have to have a clear path of how you have to have a clear path as to how you're going to be that millionaire. You can't just say, I'm going to be a millionaire.
Yeah, but we have those paths. We have those paths that could take us there.
We do.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It could have happened last year. We could have paid our parents' mortgages had we done certain things or invested more time in one thing instead of the other. So I don't think that goal was unrealistic. Okay. It just didn't happen.
Okay. All right. Well, I like your opinion. Okay. All right. So the first actual goals that we discuss, just kind of like out of the blue, were our relationship goals last week.
Oh yeah, because you came across the Instagram post.
Yeah. So, which was actually really nice. Yeah. We were driving to Atlanta. It was just me and Chris. So let me like catch you guys up. The last month, 5 weeks, we have not been alone. Like, we've been with people, okay? The only time we were alone was in Vegas after my show.
But you were still checked out then.
I was checked the fuck out. Yeah, I was gonna say we were alone for 3 days, but I was checked out. I was stressing. We didn't have an argument, but we actually had a conversation about it because Chris was feeling some type of way, and I felt guilt from like the fact of like, I guess we were both expecting as soon as prep was over that I was gonna be like back to normal Jazzy, and it wasn't that way. And I was still stressed the fuck out because I had the expo and I had the shoe and I wanted to look a certain way, and I was dealing with post-show food issues and I was dealing with post-show, all this shit. So we had like 3 days to ourselves, but I was still checked out. And so Chris and I have not had alone time in a really long time. But last week when we were in Georgia, we were driving to Atlanta and we ended up driving separately, and from his parents, because we were meeting up his parents, and it was just me and him in the car, and it was really nice. And I came across, it was like a 2-hour drive because there was fucking traffic to Atlanta during Christmas time. You guys know how that shit is. And so I asked him a few questions that I saw on Instagram that I follow from this therapist that like just dug into our relationship and what our expectations for ourselves were for the year as far as the relationship goes. So yeah, I feel like for us, that was the first goal we discussed, and we talked about it. I'm not really gonna, I don't know if you want to share anything about what we talked about.
No, I mean, we could just kind of like iterate that it's important to talk to your significant other about where each of you stand in certain aspects of your relationship, what you expect sexually, you know, what you expect emotionally, communication wise, like, because I mean, yeah, at the end of the day, we say this all the time. You're a team, and you have to make sure you're playing for the same team instead of against each other. So, you know, understanding where each other is at the end of the year, I feel like it helped clarify things.
It helped a lot. I was going to say that, like, it's what you expect from each other. Like we talked about, okay, what we expect, what we could work on, like obviously communication and things like that. We're always working on that. I think you and I are really good at communicating, but there's always more that you can do. And what we really like, so we obviously, like, it's not just okay, well, you can work on this, like actually talk about, okay, what you expect from the other person, like in a good vulnerable way, vice versa, and then what we really liked from the other person this year. So we took a step back and I was like, okay, what did you like that I did this year for you? And it was really nice to really hear where he came from. It was nice to hear from where I came from, because sometimes not sometimes, you're in your own head and you're thinking about yourself. So when you hear someone else talk about, you know, what you could work on or like what they liked, that you were like, damn, I didn't really know that you liked when I did that. It's like a really cool way to just communicate and be open and vulnerable with your significant other. So I highly recommend that you guys do that. So that was our first thing that we worked on, was relationship goals. And then business goals, you know, we have goals for each thing. So I'm going to list things like no evil. Let me list our businesses, right? So it's no evil, OnlyFans, online training, provocative, and our new project that we're working on. So
I mean, we have other stuff too.
Yeah.
You have your ebooks. Your
Yeah. But that's like our like big top ones that we set a lot big goals for, like we're working on. So for no evil, you know, we actually, I told him, like, no evil's been like, it's hard when it's just run by me and him. Our team is getting a little bit bigger. And I was like, I want to sit down with you and talk about what our expectations for No Evil for the year are, our campaigns, what we're going for this year, and that really helps because for me, Chris is like more of like the go with the flow kind of guy. Like as things come, I'm the more of the person that I feel like I need a little bit more direction. So just sitting together and being like, okay, this is what we expect out of No Evil, what we want from it, really helps. Anything you want to add to that?
Yeah. So our plan for No Evil last year was to really take it to the next level, and you know, we started the year off with that intention, and then really like right as your prep started, we really got the ball rolling. We got a bunch of new.
It was the goal, right? And you started prep. That's what held us back last year.
Okay, so yeah.
So he was on prep for 3 months. We got the ball rolling right after his prep, and then I started prep.
So then the ball stopped again. So yeah, we've literally been sitting on merch for like months.
Yeah.
And this merch is like, it's like 8 different shirts. It's brand new jewelry.
Yeah.
So many new things. And this year, I think neither of us is going to compete.
Yeah.
So hopefully there's no stalls and no evil, but I feel like this is the year that we're going to take no evil to the next level.
I agree.
And, I don't want to overpromise anything, but we are going to dedicate our time to try to make that possible. And hopefully it happens. Speaking of, this is one of the new shirts.
Yeah, it looks sick.
It's a mock neck. It's it's pretty sick. I think it's kind of
Yeah,
stylish.
yeah.
But yeah, so no evil 2023. Hopefully we see the most growth it ever has. We're gonna try growing the team and having a lot of new stuff for you guys as far as no evil comes.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah. So last year preps are what held us back. But that is the goal this year, and I'm really, really excited for that. I will say that having a clothing brand is hard, though, guys. There's so many different aspects. People think everything's so easy, but not just like, okay, once you get the designs and everything finally finalized, you get it in. Now the creative part comes in. You have to plan the shoots, get the models, make sure. It's a lot of fucking work, but it's really fun work. Like it's not work for us when we're on top of our shit. I feel like it feels like work to us when we're prepping, because prep does take priority. But there's no evil. OnlyFans, keep making content.
Yeah, create more content, because when you were on prep, content kind of stopped. We need to just get back on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Online training. I'm actually doing a challenge, a New Year's challenge. I'm actually going to be doing more challenges this year, because I feel like challenges are so great. The girls who do the challenge take the challenges so serious. The online training, you girls, I love you girls, but sometimes literally 70% of you girls, 60% of you girls stick to it. I will say that. With challenges, everyone is so on top of it, and I love when I do check-ins with a challenge, because it makes me so excited. Everyone's so excited, and obviously there's weeks that girls have like a bad week or whatever, but it's like they come from a more vulnerable place, and it's more, like I know exactly what to say to them to get them out of a hole if they're in a hole. When it's online training, sometimes it can go week after week after week after week of girls complaining over the same thing. So with challenges, it's so great. So I am doing a new challenge. It starts next Monday. So the last day to sign up will be Friday. So tomorrow, because you guys will listen to this Thursday. So make sure you guys sign up. First place winner gets $1,000. So this challenge is called the Manifest, the Better You challenge. So it's not just a weight loss challenge. It could be you want to put on weight, or it could be the fact that you just want to balance your life and get on a fucking routine. This is the best way for you to do that. You have a group message where everyone is so like on top of it, sharing their tips and what they do to help themselves out. You have moms, girls that work 9 to 5, girls that work night shifts. I have military girls. There's so many different people from all over the place, and it's amazing because they share what helps them, and it's great. So obviously online training, I love doing it. I'm going to keep doing it, but I think this year challenges are something I'm going to keep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think I just gotta honestly step my game up as far as online training goes. I really don't push it, but I know that I could do a better job with it.
Yeah, I agree. But you already I feel like you already do so much though that takes off my plate, that I want you to keep doing what you're doing business wise to take off. I don't want any more load added to me on that sense. So provocative, obviously keep growing the podcast. I love recording for you guys. It's not like an income for me. I don't get anything from it, at least not right now. What I do get is support from you girls, and I just love it so much, because when you guys support me, you guys support the brands that I work with, either that's Dark Sport, Ghost, Mega Fit Meals, whatever it is. Even though I'm not actually making any money per se through Spotify or Apple from the podcast, you girls support me, and it's just so amazing. And if you guys want to keep helping the podcast grow and things like that, just by sharing it on your platform, sharing it with your friends. I love to hear when you girls are like, oh, I share it with my family, my friends, because that's all I talk about. That is the best way to grow the podcast. So please, please, please just keep sharing it, leave reviews, keep liking it, watching on YouTube. It just helps. So just want to say thank you so much. There's a goal. I want to throw my first provocative event this year. I don't know when, and I don't know exactly what that would entail, but let me know if that's something that interests you, because I would love to host an event, do a seminar kind of thing, have different sponsors come in. I don't know exactly what I want to do, but I do want to do an event this year. So That is a goal. And then obviously we have a new project that we're not going to talk about yet. And I want to share this. Last year we had a new project we were really excited about and it didn't come through. We started it and then we realized, okay, this is going to be not harder, but it's going to take a lot of, how can I explain it?
It's gonna take a lot of resources, meaning a lot of time, a lot of money.
A lot of resources that we don't have.
Yeah, at the moment.
Yes.
So this is still going to happen some point down the line.
Yeah.
But we have this new project that hopefully doesn't involve so much. We are actually going to start on it. We've started already as far as like a business plan and ideas, but we are going to officially start tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just wanted to share that because I want to share
We'll
how
call
like,
it Project M.
I want to share that not everything, you take opportunities and it doesn't always grow in the moment, right? Yeah. But it doesn't mean that it's never going to grow in the moment. And it's not a failure.
Some seeds take forever to grow.
Yeah. So it's just you learn, it might happen like Chris says, because I would love for it to happen, but it might just be dumb. Mm-hmm. So just want to share that because I want to make it known, guys, that not everything is handed to you. Not everything is handed to me. As much as you guys think like, oh my God, your life and everything, like how you do it. Like I don't want to say failures, but we come across crossroads all the time. And sometimes you just got to navigate around them and come back to them later. So wanted to say that. All right, fitness goals. Me, and we'll talk about you. Me is just get back to my lifestyle. For me, I'm really focusing this year on resting when I need to rest and not overworking myself. A lot of last year, I was really stressed out. All I did was overwork myself. There was a lot of times that even before prep, like I would get body chills and like overexhaustion, overheated because I did too much. So this year, my fitness goal is to get more balanced, rest, and really just take care of my body. I am incorporating, like I told you guys, I do want to start incorporating something else like Pilates or something, because I love different forms of fitness, guys. I love any way that I can challenge myself and be active. It makes me happy. It makes me feel good about myself. So those are my goals, my fitness goals for this year. What are yours?
Yeah, so like I said, we went to Olympia, and Olympia is so humbling, especially since we went to go work out at Dragon's Lair, which is like the influencer gym to be at for Olympia, just because the biggest names of fitness were training there for Olympia. And, you walk in and you see these huge dudes who are like men's physique and bodybuilding and classic. And it just like puts it in perspective how much more you have left to match up to these guys. Well, I train here and I feel good about myself. I feel like, I'm big. I've been doing good work and, I still have so much left. So going to Olympia just kind of, reaffirms the fact that I need to keep working, keep growing. I need to take as much time as I can to grow and just dedicate all my time to that as far as like fitness goes. Because my ultimate goal is to go pro, and it's something that I am passionate about. I don't care how long it takes. As long as my body is capable of doing it, I will do it. But I'll never put my health at risk either, which is something that's very important for me.
So yeah.
But yeah.
I mean, that's the goal for you this year is to grow and be healthy. Like I'm going to help him as much as I can. Like I shared, his liver was a little messed up and we just wanted to do everything the right way. Growing takes time, like he's mentioned. So no one's competing this year. He's going to take the time he needs to grow and prioritize his health. So all that beet juice, all that whatever juice I need to make him, he's going to be drinking it. And yeah, just prioritizing health and growing for him, because I definitely think that I know that you're going to become a pro. It's just going to take a little bit more time, but I think really taking this year to grow and still prioritizing like macros and protein and everything for you and for me, because that's another goal for me. Like actually prioritizing protein is going to help both of us. So yeah. All right, that's our fitness goals. Travel goals, we like to travel all the time. So we kind of have a plan as to what is a must this year. We set that ahead of time. And then if we can make trips happen, we make them happen. We like to make trips happen. And I think this year is like, let's take every opportunity if we're able to make it happen, to go to different places. But we do have an exciting place we want to go to. I don't know if I should share it or not. I don't know which one you're talking about. Okay, well, I don't know. I like, sometimes I want to share things, but then I'm like, I'll just share it. So our big goal this year is to go to Italy together, and we have already done the steps needed to make that happen. So we're excited about that. So yeah, that's one of our goals. We always set in the beginning of the year, as far as like, okay, what are our travel expectations for the year? Two more things, just financial goals. We don't really set a number. We just kind of say,
Make more money.
Make more money. Yeah. And we tend to do it.
Yeah.
So our goals are always like, let's make more money. And that's it. That's really it. All right. And personal goals, I will end with this one, guys. Like, for me, keep reading more. I read 10 books last year, and I'm really proud of myself because that's the most I've ever read. I want to keep that up. During prep, I didn't read anything because my fucking mind could just not handle it. But obviously, I want to keep that up. So for me, reading more, another personal goal for me is to make better content for you guys and all platforms, YouTube, Provocative, TikTok, and Instagram. So I just really want to up my content level. That is a big goal of mine. And then, like I shared with you guys before, taking more time to rest, because my fucking ass can't stay still. And I want to be able to just be better at that, being still. I was already trying to fucking hire a coach to help me run a fucking half marathon. And Chris was like, dude, you just need to learn how to chill. So learning how to chill is what I want to focus on this year. And then obviously my mental health last year, I really focused on that by hiring a therapist and really taking the time to dig deep within myself. I want to continue to do that because I definitely think it helped me in every aspect of my life, relationship, prep, personally. So yeah, that's my personal goals. Any that you have for yourself?
Just growth overall. I want to finish books that I've started reading. There's been a couple books that I start and never finish. I want to do better in the gym, keep my performance up, make gains. I actually want to start being, I guess, more active on social media, actually produce content instead of only when I'm on prep. I feel like that's the only time that I'm ever producing content. I just want to keep growing as a person and sharing that through your platforms.
Yeah, that's good. But yeah, I just wanted to share a little bit. Obviously, for me, it's the same. I want to always keep growing and learning. But it's good. Like I told you guys, we're not resolution people, but we always set goals for ourselves as far as like what our expectations are for the year. And we check on each other every month just to kind of like make sure. I mean, we check on each other daily, but like every month as far as our goals go, every month I do want to put like what I want my focus to be. Right now, January is, I literally have it on my iPad, is get back into your routine. That's all I want to focus on, is get back into my routine so that I can feel good and just feel like I'm back on track with everything. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. I miss you guys so much. I hope you guys, that I took the break because I needed it. And I'm really happy to be back. And let me know what episodes you guys want to see for this year. Any specific guests that you guys want, DM me. I will work my best to get them on the podcast. If there's specific guests that you guys want me to have on, or like I said, any specific episodes, let me know. I'll be more than happy to record it for you guys. So don't forget, like I mentioned, to share the podcast, leave a review, DM me when it resonates with you, because I literally screenshot all the messages and I love to have them because it really genuinely makes my day. So thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.